Hello everybody, this is quite an exciting day because we're starting to learn how our chess pieces move and what they can do. So we've got our board that Mr. Jordan helped us make last week, and we've got all our pieces made now and ready. Now I've got the king there with its cross on top, and the queen I'll explain later while we're doing that. And I've put the board, can you remember, it's a bit important which way round you put it. It's got to be with, in the bottom right hand corner, a white square. So I've done that, and then where does the king start? Well, the king and the queen both start in the middle of this bottom row here, and this row is called in chess a rank. So that's a good word to learn. The next thing is, which way round does the king and the queen go? Now the way to remember this is like this. We've got white and black squares, and we've got white and black pieces. The queen goes on its own colour. So I've got a white queen and a white king today. So the white queen goes on the white square, which means the king goes next to it there. So that's how the king and the queen would start. We'll come back to the queen later. Today we've worked out how to put the board, where to put the king at the start. So the final thing we need to do is just to learn what the king can do, how it can move. Now the king's a very, very, very important piece, because if your opponent captures your king, traps your king, attacks it so it can't escape, that's the end of the game. That's checkmate. So the king is very important. However, it can't do very much as an attacking piece. It can only move one square at a time. So it's not usually an attacking piece. It's usually something that's defended and uses the other pieces to protect it. So it can move in any direction, but it can only move one square. So it could go forward one, backward one, to the right one, to the left one, and it can move diagonally as well, in any direction, but only one square. So that's the king. We're going to have a quiz now to see if you've understood that. Here goes. Now for the quiz, I've got a board from a chess set from school with a 3D piece. There's the king as a 3D piece. And there are going to be 3 questions. See how you do. It might be really good if you pause the question. After you've heard the question, pause the tape and work out your answer, and then press play again and see how you did. So question 1. Here's the king in the middle of the board. How many squares could it get to from where it is at the moment? How many squares could it move to? And the answer to question 1 is 8. There are 8 squares around the king at the moment, and it could reach any one of those 8 squares, which we've marked off for you. Question 2. Now the king is here on the first rank of the board. If it was the king's move, how many squares could it reach now in one move? How many squares could it reach? And here's the answer to question 2. It could reach 5 squares. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It can move 1 square in any direction. Well done. Final question. Question 3 coming up. Question 3. Here's the king again, and this time it's in the corner square there. How many squares could it reach from where it is now? How many squares? And here's the answer to question 3. The answer is 3 squares. The king can only move 1 square at a time, and there's only 3 squares it can reach from that corner. Well done. That's the end of today's quiz. That's the king. And tomorrow I think the plan is that we're going to be learning about the pawns and how the pawns move, which is very interesting. So well done with your chess club work. I'm sure we'll all be able to play chess really well really soon. Goodbye for now.